Hello and welcome. As promised, I thought I would do the fails of makeup at the Dollar Tree. I was quite enthusiastic about all the good things I found at Dollar Tree, and I will link that good video at the end of this one and also in the description bar. And also, I was reminded that there are several other YouTuber creators who have done a similar video in the past, and they've done the best of or the worst of, or just trying out different makeup and items from Dollar Tree. And I'm going to link some of their videos in the description bar, and I'll try to post it also in the first comment, pin it in the first comment. My name's Kathy A, and I am 65 years old, and I like a bargain just as much as anybody. But I want to tell you that there is a dark side to budget makeup and Dollar Tree stuff. Now, when some scientists went in there and they grabbed a bunch of items and tested them for their ingredient decks, they found that 53% of the items sold in Dollar Trees have carcinogenic or toxic chemistry in them. And so that's kind of a little disconcerting. You know, some of the cleaners, some of the teeth whiteners, some of the hair products, a lot of the plastics have the BPA's in them, and that's, you know, in part of making plastic, part of the formula for making the plastic and forming it has these very carcinogenic type of chemicals in them. And when you heat like plastic, you heat soup in it in the microwave, something like that, the chemicals that are in the plastic can seep into your food. If you have a liquid inside of a plastic stored there, that can kind of eat into the plastic and pull some of the chemistry in that way. So a lot of the plastics, the Tupperware type containers that are in Dollar Tree are not BPA free. Some will say they are, some will not. And I think there's several items there, and in the utensils too. I think it was the Betty Crocker line was not BPA free. So there's a few things that are concerning. Also too, the staff is kind of really busy. They're very busy at the cash register. They're busy stocking the new season in the front, get all these new boxes in. Like right now, they're resetting the stores right now, and they hire outside help just to work for 2 weeks to reset all of the aisles, and it's the only time, I think, the whole year that the floors get clean. So it's a really good time to go to Dollar Tree, I would say in February, because they reset all of the shelving with all their new products, and they've got the floors clean. So, I mean, it is a hygienic nightmare. My last video, I didn't get to talk about a couple of items, and I wanted to talk about a couple of them because I had put on a face of makeup and I only seemed to talk about those things, but there were a few other things in my group of makeup that I didn't get to show you or talk about, and one of them was the Aqua lashes from Ardell. Let me just show you close up. These are the Demi Wispies. I put them up on my eye and see how much I need to take off, and I always cut off the first little tuft on the end, and I cut off the little, there's like a little extra digit of glue in the front of them. I cut that off too, right to the start. You soak them in water for 20 seconds, and that activates the glue that's on them. They've already got glue on them. You don't have to buy extra. So then you would take it out. Then you would take out the lashes, and you can set them right on top, and then I take my fingers and I just hold it down, and it reshapes itself with the setting glue. And when you release, it's on there. It's actually easier than regular false lashes, and I did list them in my good lashes, but I didn't get to demonstrate them, and I couldn't find a pair. Today I ran over to see if they had a pair that I could, you know, just kind of take the hit for the team and demonstrate them. But these are the Demi Wispies, and they're really, really good. They feel very good on. They look very natural. They stay put. So it's a very, very good lash. The other thing, I think I talked about it, but I didn't show it, was the LA Colors pressed powder. And I was complaining that they didn't really have a shade match for me. But actually, it's so translucent that it really doesn't show up. So it really is a moot point to say that they don't have my shade, because it's a very, very light shade, and the formula is almost like a translucent type of shade. There's a very flimsy little piece of sponge that they give you with it for application. I would say use a puff or, you know, a brush. It's really good. The packaging is very cheap. There's a little tiny nib that fits into the top, and it very rarely closes correctly, so the packaging is a fail on these, but the powder itself is quite nice. So I just wanted to bring that up. And the other thing was the Super Dry Nail Polish dryer. I put it in a package so you'll see it. They have different types of packaged nail polishes, which I prefer over the loose ones, because people always open the loose ones, like swatch it all along the edge of the Dollar Tree shelf label. I noticed in the reset for the nail division, they have it already pre-swatched with all the little nail colors on there, so you can't swatch onto white anymore. So I guess they're getting onto it. But people would literally take a nail polish and go, gee, I wonder what color this is, and they would paint it on the shelf and then see the color and go, I don't know, you know. So they put it back in after it had been on the gnarly shelf where some snotty-nosed kid probably had their hands. And they close it up, they put it back. So you've got this sea of nail polishes, and then you've got this strip of shelf line with all these different swatches and dings and dangs. You don't know which one of these were opened and used or not. So when you buy the ones that are in packages like this, it's probably a pretty safe bet that they haven't been used before. I use a nutcracker to open the top on these, because these all have really tough tops to open, but a nutcracker really does it easily. This is the Super Dry, so you paint your nails with the paint color. This is the Color Vibe. Now this Color Vibe is also known as CV, the letters CV, but it's Color Vibe nail polish, and it's actually quite pretty. I got the Barbie pink here in that one. You need at least 2 coats, and you need to let them dry between coats very, very well, or they will bunch up and they will crack and they will get dings and dents in them. This puts a layer of top coat on that's really, really nice. Actually makes them shiny, it looks nice, and it hardens quite well. But I do wait for it to dry pretty much all the way before I add this on, even though it's supposed to be a fast dry. I think it's fast dry for itself, not so much for fast drying this, but it does make a coating over your nail polish. So I think this is definitely worth picking up. I also didn't discuss the brushes, because the brushes aren't really very good quality, but as a blush brush or highlight or contour, these are okay. These are the Wet n Wild ones, and these are the SASSY and CHIC ones, and they have really pretty handles on them. I didn't really show them because I don't think they're very good, and the ColorMate ones also very flimsy. They're not really good. You could use this as a lining brush because it is thin and it would hold some product, but these generally aren't really a good purchase. This is too stiff. This is a Wet n Wild eyeshadow brush. It's too stiff, and it does not deposit the shadow very evenly. So I think as a fail, I mean, these are okay for blush, but they're not really high quality. They shed, there's little pieces sticking up now. Yeah. They do wash okay. These little ones though are a waste of money. I wouldn't recommend any of the brushes at Dollar Tree. I did demonstrate this slightly in the last video of my favorites, and this one did not work out. This is the Tinted Moisturizer from Be Pure. This is way too dry, and I was really surprised how dry it was. I thought as a tinted moisturizer it would be very kind of lotiony and nice. As you can see, it's very pigmented too, which also surprised me, and it has a very tacky finish. I would say if you were, you know, no, I can't think of any good situation where you could use this. You have to remember, I think they gear their makeup towards preteens and teenagers who have oily skin, acne issues, and they don't want anything that's too, even though they're using the word hydrating a lot, I think that's only because they get a lot of senior shoppers too, but we're not buying this stuff, not so much. So this Be Pure Tinted Moisturizer, it goes on very, very sticky like, and I mean you can powder it down, but it's a little too dry for me, dry and tacky. The brow products were a complete fail. When you have 16,500 stores like Family Dollar is part of them now. Since 2015 they acquired Family Dollar, and then the Dollar Trees themselves is 16,500 stores. Now they're based out of Virginia, where they started back in the 1980s, and they have the buying power of, with 16,500 stores, even just putting 10 items in each. Imagine, you know, the buying power that they have. And I remember when I had briefly had a makeup company in 2014, when I was working with the factories, I had to buy a minimum of 6 of one thing in order for them to even consider shipping it to me, and I had a minimum of $200 for the order that I had to place. When I bought 1 unit of 6, the price for an eyeshadow was $1 each. When I bought 100 units of 6, the price per eyeshadow was 75 cents each. And you know, I never got to the higher levels, but if you go to 1,000, if you go to 5,000, 10,000, your price can go down to 17 cents each for eyeshadow colors. And these are nice mineral-based eyeshadows. So I think this is one of the reasons I get so upset with the Pat McGraths and the Natasha Denonas charging so much money for their palettes, when I know that, you know, they don't have to pay. I think the bulk of the payments isn't so much on the product, but on the packaging. And if it comes in a box, the box is also an extra, you know, per unit type of cost. So when you're making 1,000 of these, or 10,000 or 100,000 of these for an order, there's going to be some bad ones in the lot. And I got a really bad one the first time I got this brow pencil from LA Colors. It's in dark blonde, and I thought initially it was going to be nice. It's got a spoolie on the end, had a pretty sharp point, but it's too creamy, and it doesn't really, you have to really press hard to get it to work, and then it's too creamy and smushed to do individual hairs. The spoolie side is quite nice. That worked really well. When I sharpened it, I found that it wasn't evenly sharpening. Even though my sharpener was making it to the middle, the one I had was offset, so I kept getting half wood and half pencil. So I had to keep sharpening it until I could get all pencil, because the wood was scratchy. And now this one is a little better than that. It does sharpen, but it just still, you're not getting a point, you're not getting enough. with this. So these were a fail for me. I think they were just a little too creamy to make individual hairs. They do fill in as a blob into your brows, so they work in that respect, but this is so much better for around the same price from other brands in the drugstore. This is the brow powder and wax kit. It comes with a highlight powder, 2 brow powders, and some wax. The wax was so hard, and it coated my brows, but then the powder wouldn't work on it. The powder was so hard pan to get out, and you have this brown or like a brownish black color, and it just was awful. And again, it's that kind of packaging that won't stay closed. So this was really a fail. The highlight shadow wasn't too bad. I mean, you can do a nice little highlight with the shadow, but it's not worth the $1 for the one little dot of the ivory color brow highlight. So that's IONI, and it's the Perfect Brow Mini Kit. Not really. This was really disappointing. This is a clear brow mascara, and I thought it would be like a clear gel like e.l.f. has, or like, you know, Benefit, or even Anastasia Beverly Hills. But it's really just wet and sticky. It does not hold a good brow. And there's not very much product in here, which is one of the other tricks that they have. They don't put a lot of product in the tubes, which helps them save money. So there's just a teeny bit in here, and it does not hold the brows up at all. It may appear to separate them a little bit, but it doesn't hold them. It was such a mistake. It was so awful. Moving on to eyeshadow palettes. These 12 pans had cute colors in them, and there's a couple of shades within each of them that do work okay, but the longevity isn't there. There's not enough pigmentation to hold it. They don't blend very well. The colors seem like, you know, good color stories and everything, and I did actually make an eye look using this one, but there's hardly anything, and it disappears almost as soon as you put it on. It's gone. So let me see if I can do anything with this blue. To get a little blue on here. Yeah, it's not, I mean, there's just a couple of colors that will work, but then nothing stays, nothing lasts on your eye. And I don't know if it's just working with your DNA or against your DNA, but it was such a disappointment, really unbelievable. And the other eyeshadows from LA Colors are a different formula, and they're nicer. They're closer to like ColourPop formulation, and they work a lot better in the 3-pan and in the 6-pan. So there were a couple of different eyeliners, auto eyeliners. These are the retractable ones. These are the ones that you spin up. You can move it up. You can barely see this. It doesn't last. It's really awful. I thought it would be real pretty, you know, putting it in the corner. You don't really see it at all. It's a disappearance, the Emperor's New Clothes of eyeliner. And this particular color is called Pearly White, and it's actually a champagne color, so somebody messed up somewhere there. This one is a navy, and this didn't stay very well. This really was disappointing. All of these in the auto liner line were disappointing. So they're very, very light for a navy liner. hardly any pigmentation at all, and they don't stay. It's really a shame. So the eyeliners were definitely a fail. The lip liner version is also a fail. Those two are bad. They had these in green and purple and in gold and in white, a white shimmer. These were very, very dull on, even though they look like they might turn into a nice, you know, pigment, loose pigment. They come with their own little brush built in, and the brush is not very, very good. Let's see if I can, yeah, you can hardly even see it. It makes a terrible looking eyeshadow. It just looks like mud. It's blah, dirt on the face. So this is the loose eyeshadow in the color Radiant. And you know, no, it's not. This was very disappointing. This is the liquid eyeshadow, and this is in the color Wicked, which I think is really cool. I believe this came around Halloween time, and it's a nice pretty purple initially. It shears to nothing. It doesn't dry down properly, and if you try to shear it with a brush, it shears down almost so it's not even purple anymore. I was really disappointed in that. It just means that there's no pigmentation in it. It's very, very cheap, so that was bad. LA Colors liquid eyeshadow in Wicked. The mascaras, oh man. I've tried others in the past and didn't like them, and I hadn't tried these two before. This is the Big, which is lengthening, and this is the Bold, which is volume. They both made just, they coated my eyes a little bit. This one may have extended out a teeny bit, and not really. I couldn't tell. You know, it was just like, do you see it? You know, it's just, these were so basic, and they're not the worst mascaras I've ever used, but they don't give you any big or bold look whatsoever, and they were very, very disappointing. Now they've contracted with WETnWILD because WETnWILD is kind of a discount line in itself. Its own cost in the drugstore even is around $1 for many of their lipsticks and brow pencils and eyeliners and things like that. These smaller size mascaras were what they had in those packages like in CVS, where they had like a blush and a powder, and then they give you like a mascara. And this one was often used in those. So I think these might be excess from those packages. You know, they're just trying to get rid of older product. This wasn't bad. I mean, it's supposed to be a clean lash. It's a basic mascara, functional everyday mascara. There wasn't anything special about it. It wasn't bad. It just wasn't anything really super special. And when I combined the two mascaras on one eye, this one made an exact duplicate of them with only one swipe of the one coat. So this worked okay, functional, natural looking lashes. It didn't leave dings above and it didn't smear below, but it's just not a great mascara, and it's not one of their current mascaras that they sell at WETnWILD. I mean, this is kind of, this is older stock. So it is being sold in the Dollar Tree. A lot of older stock is being sold there, and let's go over that. you'll find a clear, heavy plastic packaging, and it'll just say eyes, or it'll just say lips, and it'll be like a Revlon lip color, a liquid lipstick, or it'll be a Maybelline lipstick, or it'll be an Almay single shadow, or it'll be a Rimmel lip paint, or it'll be, you know, some other brand. They have a lot of Flower Beauty stuff too, and I saw recently at one of my local Dollar Trees, they had leftover darker toned, skin toned foundations from Flower Beauty they had separated, and they were selling them, and it was like, ooh, you know, you just don't want to touch those, no matter how tempting it is or how pretty the color looks. There's a reason that they got given to the Dollar Tree, and the Dollar Tree is selling them for $1.25, which means they may have paid 5-10 cents for them. So the profit margin for Dollar Tree is between 32 and 35%. So they make basically 35 cents, basically. Okay. We're going into the lips now, and this is the LA Colors Nude Glam Lip Liner, and it's an automatic lip liner. This was creamy, messy. It did not line my lips very clearly, and it certainly didn't hold anything. It's so creamy that it disappears. I don't know if I can. It's so funny because it actually looks like when your lipstick goes into the lines. It actually looks like that already, so it's like you're drawing it in yourself. So the LA Colors Nude Glam Auto Lip Liner was a total fail. Now the lipsticks look like they were going to be really pretty. I have a couple of colors here. I'm just going to show you these colors. And they look like my colors, you know, I like this kind of shade. There's something in the LA Colors lipstick that makes my lips swell up a little bit and turn bright pink, like I'm eating a cherry popsicle. And my lips like sting with their lipstick on. So, and I tried two different ones from two different stores. These are from two different stores, so in case that it was old or something like that, I couldn't say it was old. And it also happened with this one, which is the duo-ended, the lipstick on one end and the lip gloss on the other end, which is very sticky and gross. The lipstick, something in their lipstick formula, I have a really bad reaction to. So those particular products were terrible. The other brands I didn't have a problem with. So what's really bad about these lipstick products is that I'm not normally a sensitive skin person. I don't normally have reactions to makeup, but I did severely with these lipsticks. So if I have a reaction to them and I don't normally have reactions, then there is a problem. Some of the other brands, the Be Pure, I had no problem with. The Remy Rose, I had no problem with. So, and the lip glosses, I didn't have any problem with some of those. But something in the lipstick is bad. So I can't recommend the lipstick. I gotta say it's a fail. And the duo-ended lipstick as well. Now these, the makeup sticks, the different formulation, it did not bother my lips, but it didn't give me any color. This is so, it's like completely, it's called Pink Satin, I believe. It's satin pink. It's pink satin, and it's one of those multi-sticks, so you put it on. It goes on very streaky and very pale. You can't even see it at all. I was like, where to go? When I had it on, it was like, there's nothing there. It doesn't even look like I put anything on. So it was kind of total waste. I'm like, well, why bother, you know? Just no pigmentation at all. I could feel something going on, like some kind of product, but I couldn't see anything. Now this one is a lip crayon. This was specifically for the lips. It's a different formulation than the lipsticks. Let me just try it on for you. But this was still a fail. So it turns the bright pink color. But it's not really the color that it looks, you know. There's an essence of chocolate or some kind of flavor. I can't describe it. This particular color is called Trill. And even though I do kind of like the formulation of the lip crayon, the color is just, it's way off from what you think it's gonna be. So maybe you can find a color that you're comfortable with, but you can't go by this or by looking at the crayon itself to see what color it's gonna be on you, because it seems to change on your lips. It changes with heat or with your DNA, something. And it goes dark and kind of mauve-y on me, which is not what I wanted. In a similar vein, this is the LA Colors Velvet Lip Mousse. This one went hot pink, and it looks like it's just going to be a kind of a pink satin color. It went totally hot pink on. Again, the formulation feels really good, but look what it does. It goes hot pink or neon. It goes neon. But it doesn't look anything like the color it's supposed to be. Now, I did not have a reaction to the lip mousse, so again, it's got to be something that's in these lipsticks that I was allergic to. The worst experience I had with any of the lip products was with this IONI plumping lip gloss. It hurt my lips so bad I had to take it off like immediately, and then I had to go and wash my lips and put a lip balm on, because it hurts. And it looks like it's such a pretty color. I'll put it on my hand because I don't mind if that burns. Yeah, it's such a pretty color, but it burns your lips. It burns them. It's like a pepper, hot pepper burning. And you can't stand it. It's so bad. And I'm pretty good about it. I do have plumping glosses. I do have the buxom ones, you know, but yeah, this is the Pop Fizz Clink Lip Plumper. And that's from IONI. This is the LA Colors Jelly Lip Gloss. And again, this is, you know, it's kind of an interesting formula. It goes neon. The problem with this one is you get the little line of demarcation on the inside of your lips. It makes the little grunge line, you know, like the crusty line, and it doesn't really settle nicely on your mouth. You can see it's just yeah, it's really bad. From a distance, not so bad. Under studio lighting, not so bad. In real life, really bad. Plus it goes this kind of neon hot pink color again, and they just don't have it right with their lip products. The last item in the group is the Roller Ball Strawberry Lip Gloss. And you know, this was like memory lane for me. I remember going to the disco. We used to have those Rollerball mint lip glosses, we would look all hot, you know, in our disco dresses and fair hair. And then we would roll on this lip gloss. It was sticky. It had the, you know, you get the vampire strings going in between your lips. It's really bad. And the strawberry, I'm not so sure that you get strawberry out of this essence. It's a rolling ball, like almost like the deodorant ones, you know. Yeah, it's a fake chemical scent. It's like a strawberry candle kind of scent. It's not like a real, well, I don't want to put it on my mouth. I just don't. And it's cooling, which is really weird. It's cooling. So I don't know if that's part of it, like it's a summer thing and you can have cool lips, you know, with this awful chemical strawberry smell to them. But yeah, that was a fail. I thought it was a cute idea, and I'm pretty open-minded, you know, to try this stuff. But oh my God, egads. So I did have so many things that I loved from the Dollar Tree. These were just the fails, and I mean they failed badly. But you know, again, a $1.25 investment. Of course, when you're looking at 20 of them or 30 of them, it's a bigger investment. But I really hated these items, and I would just want to warn you not to try them yourself. You know, I know it's only $1.25, but it'll save you that money, and you can spend it on one of the other items that is worth the money. So my next video will be all skincare and hair stuff. And then I think I'll do another one after that of just all the stuff I like to buy in a Dollar Tree. Now, they're not sponsoring me. They don't know who I am. Although the people, when I was filming, were quite suspicious because they were resetting the store. And here I was, you know, a neighborhood was kind of a darker skinned neighborhood, melting pot neighborhood. There was very few lighter skinned people in there. And here I am, the only lighter skinned person in the room, and I'm filming. You know, it was like they're wondering if I was filming like to spy on them or to report back to, you know, headquarters what they're doing, or everybody's straightened up around me. It was so funny. They talked positively and they were working hard. And I was like, oh, let me move this for you, ma'am, you know, because they had these big carts in front of, you know, where I needed to film. And they were moving things for me. And I was like, okay. And, you know, thank you, David, you know, and I was like, you know, being really nice and everything, but they're all resetting their stores right now. So again, it's a good time to go. I would say first, second week of February is probably a really good time to go because the floors are clean, everything's clean and reset. You can find, like, if they have eyeliner, it's there. It's not over with the toys or in with the, you know, the garage supplies. You know, a lot of times you will look down the row and you see all the catch bins, you know, they've got all the extra stuff where people were just too darn lazy, you know, they're like, oh, that's kind of an interesting eyeshadow, and you know, and they throw it down into what I call the catch bins. And they're just like, those catch bins are full of things. And if you can't find something up here that's all set, look in the catch bins. It's almost like a treasure hunt because you might find what you're looking for in the catch bins. So I hope you've enjoyed the little video footage and my little take on kind of the bad makeup at Dollar Tree. Of course, there's going to be some things that are misses, but there are a lot of hits. So I hope you watch that video as well. My favorites from the Dollar Tree. And again, I'm going to post some of my comrade creators who have also done Dollar Tree makeup videos, and so you can see their take on things and how things worked for them. I noticed that when I did my original Dollar Tree video, it was 9 years ago, and all of the products were different brands. There were different names, so there were hardly any. Those brands were hardly any of them left that I reported on of January of 2024, which is the most recent one. So anyway, I hope you're having a very healthy and safe January. It's very, very cold here in Connecticut. We're getting snow, we've got rain, we've got flooding, we've got ice on the roads. It's really kind of rough. But I tell you, a nice a cup of diet hot cocoa with some 0-calorie whipped cream on it and a Hallmark corny movie, I'm there. Take care, everybody. Play safe, toodles.